Champions again, ole ole. Champions again, ole ole. Champions again. Champions again. Champions again, ole ole. Right, hello. Oh my God, lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under. And what a beautiful day it is, and I can finally say it, sort of. Celtic have won the Scottish Premiership. Glasgow is green and white yet again. Before we go any further though, please remember to like this video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of you who subscribe. Having an amazing day. Last night was absolutely amazing watching the game. But without further ado, let's get into it. One more thing. Here in Australia, it is Mother's Day. So even though it may not be Mother's Day in the UK, I would like to wish all the mums out there a very happy Mother's Day. I appreciate you all. We all appreciate you. Thank you for being mothers and doing what you do. But into the video. So, jeez, wow. You tell me 9-10 months ago Celtic are going to win the league. As a Celtic fan, I'll either laugh in your face or I either sarcastically agree with you. Now, did I think things would have ended up like they did right now? No. Did I think things would be as bad as last year? Also no. Did I think there would be improvements? Certainly, but not to this scale, you know? Look, I'm going to save all these philosophical and sentimental statements for another video and for another day when it's actually been, mathematically confirmed. But this is still a match preview, and this is still a match review of a match which has effectively won Celtic the title. So from the beginning, the lineup, I liked it. I thought it was a solid lineup. Rio was on the bench, which was good. He needs a rest. He got his rest. David Turnbull, bit odd. I think a lot of people were surprised with Turnbull's admission into the team, but we've got to remember Turnbull has so much class about him, and I think a lot of people forget that due to his lengthy absence. Now, there was a lack of physical presence up top, I have to admit. I thought that would hurt us without Jack and Marcus up there. But, when you have Kyogo on the field, it's almost guaranteed he will bag a goal. But the game started so poorly. Seriously, that was probably the worst opening 3 minutes I've ever seen from Celtic. Hearts are 1-0 up within 2 minutes. The only 2 touches we got of the ball in that 2 minutes. 3 touches even was 1 from kickoff, 2 from the kickoff after the goal, and 3 giving possession away upfield. And look, I was pissed. I was seriously pissed. I'm not going to hide it. Everything was pissing me off in that game for the next 29 minutes. Not happy with anything. Every time we gave away the ball away so cheaply, I would groan, I would moan. Poor efforts in front of goal, not being able to connect the final pass in or around the box. It was absolutely, it was just schoolboy stuff from Celtic. I can't lie, and we just weren't, making sure of anything, which I think we weren't being professional with how we went about things. But then it wasn't until the 29th minute, and it wasn't until we had to have a spark from our Portuguese Prince Jota, who was just being brilliant, and found Dyson Maeda wide open. With the whole goal to score, he decides to go between Craig Gordon's legs. Man, he gives me a heart attack sometimes, Dyson Maeda. But he decides to put it between his legs, anywhere but the sides of the goal. He puts us he takes us back to 1-1. Even Stevens, a goal is a goal. I wasn't complaining, I was more relieved that we had gone back to 1-0 and not gone 2-0 down. And I think I was more happy about that than anything else. And Celtic, we finally had some momentum. We finally were able to stick some passes together. We were finally able to, cause some trouble for Craig Gordon in goal. And, 6-7 minutes later, very deep cross from Matt O'Reilly, finds Jota at the back post, heads it back across goal. Then there's Kyogo, who cleverly, just knocks it over the line. To the disbelief, I must add, of Craig Gordon, claiming, no way, yes way, Craig. Celtic have just gone 2-1 up, and you guys have blown a 1-0 lead. And it could have, and it should have been 3-0 before halftime. Matt O'Reilly, yet again, in the middle of it, weakly puts a header straight at Craig Gordon. And fair play to Craig Gordon. He's one of those keepers you can't place it past because he will get to it. You have to power it past him, which Celtic eventually realised. But, it could have been we could have finished the game much earlier if we had realised that and understood that from earlier on, which we should have known from the go. But we go into halftime with a 2-1 lead. I'm no longer pissed off, which I feel great about. I'm actually feeling very good. I'm nervous because I know Hearts can just, out of nowhere, sort of just punish Celtic, I guess. I don't know if punish is the right word, but they can sort of just, really, really, take us aback. I think I'm lost for words because I'm so happy right now. Even if I don't say that, I'm absolutely buzzing inside. But second half, we start, and while, I feel Hearts aren't really trying to win the game, they're still trying to get a goal back. They're content with third place in the league. They can't go any higher. They can't go any lower. But Celtic, we stuck out it. Hearts had numerous corners, free kicks and dangerous areas. It's as if the refs wanted them to equalise. But Celtic kept just holding out, and all we needed was that one goal just to absolutely put everything beyond doubt. Take us 9 points clear. And it came with some lovely footwork from Jota. He finds Greg Taylor, who puts in, I think, one of his trademark far too deep crosses. Surprisingly finds a player on the end of it. Matt O'Reilly controls it, brings it down. Half volley into the back of the net. Craig Gordon can't do anything about it. We power it past him from the tightest of angles. Celtic are 3-1 ahead, securing all 3 points. 9 points clear. Champions again, but the game was not over, Even though Hearts at this point effectively gave up and gave Celtic 4 or 5 opportunities to make the game 7-1 even, Jota was denied a totally clear onside goal. Totally clear, there were no doubts in my mind that he was 100% offside there. But then the icing on the cake. Rio Hatate. Shot is saved. No, I'm joking. His shot is saved. It falls to Jamesy Forrest. I wanted Jamesy to score, but he selflessly lays it off to the Greek freak, Georgios Giakoumakis. 4-1. Happy Saturday Arvo for you folk in the UK. Happy Saturday night here in Australia. Like I said in the preview, let's win the league in style, and that's exactly what we went out and did. A shaky start, but by the end of it, it was an absolute thumping. And you know what? We've got to talk about it more because it was the performance. It went from so bad to so good so quickly, and there are some things that we can take away from this game. And no, not everything we can take away from this game is that Celtic have 2 hands on the trophy, although we might have to, briefly mention it. But number one, and it isn't a bad thing, I hate talking about negatives in such a positive light like this, but we miss Juranovic really badly. Don't get me wrong, Tony the Bricky, he puts his body on the line 24/7. He will die for Celtic, but the issue is that Juranovic has so much finesse at the back that when we are playing with Ralston, you just lose that finesse, and then you lose that ability going forward, that ability Juranovic has going forward. We just seem lackluster with Tony at right back. Obviously, it doesn't mean much now that Celtic have effectively won the league, but it's still just something that I really think that stood out in that win, and it was just a little blemish, I guess we could say. It's like getting a spot of acne, after I don't know, just after your wedding. It's after your wedding, so it doesn't really matter, but it's still quite annoying, if that makes sense. That's a terrible analogy, but hopefully you guys get what I mean. Secondly, how important is Callum McGregor to Celtic? We would be in a bad spot right now if it wasn't for Callum. The effort he puts in, the work he puts in every single game, for every single minute he's on that pitch. He may not have the stats to show it like goals and assists, but he covers the most ground every game without a doubt. Every time he passes it, he's already on the move to create an option for a pass back. He makes himself available. He's always the player that sets up the pass that leads to the assist. I like to call it the minor assist, so he will play someone who will then assist the goal, because he just has that vision. He is our captain. He leads by example on the pitch, and he's become a star in a position where it's so hard to, get the recognition you deserve. And, he's gotten the recognition this season, winning the Player of the Year, Celtic Player of the Year, Scottish Writers Football Association Team of the Year. He's getting the plaudits. He 100% deserves it. He's come up with some crucial goals this season without a doubt. we'd be lost without Callum McGregor. And, he's gone from a boy that not many people had faith in, just thought he'd be another bang average player, to arguably one of the best at this club right now. One of the best players, if not the best at the club right now. And third, and finally, most importantly, we are top of the league, looking down on the Rangers, and the only explanation I can find, it is the form that we've found since Andrew's been around that has seen us sitting top of the league. How bloody good. Bring Celtic Football Club that Champions League moolah. Bring us that Scottish Premiership trophy. Put those green and white ribbons on the trophy. Fly the flag as high as it can. Glasgow is green and white yet again. Nothing else matters. Whether we win it at Dundee United, whether we win it within the next 6-7 hours with Rangers dropping points, regardless, trophy day will be on the final match day at home against Motherwell. How sweet will it be? After last season, this title is going to be so special, and we're going to have to cover it in depth, for a whole good maybe 3-4 weeks, I'd say, just every single day, another video of how sweet this title is. And let's get the party started, because we're still effectively in the pre's right now, the pre-stage of the party, because officially it hasn't started yet, because nothing is still mathematically possible that Rangers could still mount the most incredible comeback in the history of the earth and in the history of all sports competition. But as we all know, the title is Celtics, and that's all that matters. But what a game, that has to be all from me. My man of the match was Jota, obviously. Close second was Matt O'Reilly. But Jota, that's his third man of the match in 3 weeks, in 3 league matches in a row. He's been absolutely phenomenal. Get him to sign that contract. Get Cameron Carter-Vickers to sign that contract. Get them all to sign the contract. Keep this team together. We're going for 10 in a row. But that is all from me. So leave in the comments below your man of the match. And until next time, hail, hail. I am buzzing.